So next up we have usability report. So for the usability report, it was broken up into 3 sections. We had the consent form / background information, general testing, and participant feedback. So we had 5 total participants who all gave general background information about themselves. So we knew what kind of the demographic of our project was going to be. And all of these users had some sort of club or leadership background. So in terms of general testing, the users went through each one of our tasks for the prototype, and at the end gave their kind of overall feedback on what they thought of the application and things that we can improve on. So going over kind of the methodology of it all, we had kind of our procedure, which conducted over Zoom. We had 5 tasks, which was view events, share events, create new event, message a user, and search for a club. So each of those core tasks that we talked about earlier, the users also went through that and found issues with that. So going forward, we have task 1, which was view events. Basically, there was 2 main problems that we found with both severity scope of 1. And this being users struggled with the scroll bar and users being uncertain how to find dates. So as you can see here, we have the problem, the user time, and then the severity and the scope. So up next, we'll show the first user having a issue with the scroll bar. Next, we have task 2, task 2 being share events. We had 1 problem with this, and this was being users may be uncertain if flyers have been shared successfully. This was a severity scope of 3, and there was only 1 user that had that issue. So here's the video of that. Task 3, we have users may have difficulty finding the create new event button. And after successfully creating a new event, users were unable to locate the flyer they had created on the club page. So the first problem, we had a severity and a scope of 1, and the second problem, we had a severity and a scope of 2. So here's a video of that. And task 4, we had some users had a hard time determining where the private message button was located. This was a problem for 4 users, but we only gave it a severity and a scope of 2. And so here's a video of a user having an issue with that. Task 5, and our final task, all users are unable to navigate away from the search page without first completing a search. So we had 4 users have this problem, and we thought the severity and the scope were both a 1 for this, as not having a back button or a way to get out of the search page is a bit of a problem, especially for a user, since it's kind of confusing not knowing what to do next. So here's a video of a user having an issue with the search button. Finally, we have our usability study results. So the average score for our feedback was about an 8.6 out of 10. We had 4 9s and 1 7. The next question was the overall impressions. Overall, all was positive feedback. All participants stated they would highly recommend this application to their peers, which is a great sign. That means our prototype was semi-intuitive. In terms of intuitive aspects, we got feedback on the scrolling, messaging, searching, and homepage features. All users said these were good features. However, in terms of suggestions, we did have better search UI. So, that search button not being, having a back button included with it, better event placement, basically just meaning those templates that we have the users do in task 3, have that and be in a more intuitive spot as doing it in the event page was a little bit confusing for the users. Dates on the homepage for each event. So on the homepage, there's no event dates, which doesn't necessarily tell the user when the event is going to happen. So having those on the homepage would make it more helpful for them to figure out where everything was at. And yeah, that's everything for our usability study.